Alright, hello everybody and welcome to a Dota 2 Clan War commentary. This is Kingdom and I am bringing you today more stuff excuse me, sorry, totally mind blank there. I'm bringing you more stuff from the TNP Gaming's Dota 2 arena. This is Team RRC versus Team Desire. They're running as YOLO Swag for whatever reason. They did that a couple games ago against us too. I guess that's what floats their boat. That's alright. They can do that. Whatever. So this game is looking to be pretty good. I'm excited about watching this one. RRC has been doing fairly well recently. They've got some pretty good players on here. And Desire also has been one of the top teams. Total Annihilation, very fun, strong carry to watch. Fun to watch him play. So bans so far looking pretty normal. Everything going as usual in the game. Leading up to here, TA ban, Invoker ban. So banning out the strong solo mid heroes, which makes sense. There's some strong solo mid players on the Desire lineup. On the Dire side, Desire. It rhymes, guys. It rhymes. Lycan and Tidehunter are the bans out from Desire against RRC. We're going to see what their third ban is, and then we'll go ahead into the picking phase where stuff gets more interesting, because then I actually have stuff to talk about. Morphling banned out. Alright, so looking to ban out a bunch of hard carries in teamfight, but no, Naga Siren goes through. I can't believe I didn't notice that before. Alright. Well, Naga. Rubik's the immediate counter pick. Probably going to see a Lishrak also. He gets picked up almost every game in this Dota 2 Arena League, and he deserves it. He's a very strong hero, very good pushing, very good mid-game, late-game DPS. A little squishy until he gets items if he's played as a support hero, but if he's played with farm, he's just impossible to kill. Very, very strong.
10 seconds remaining.
So I like seeing Rubik in games. I don't like it when he's banned. He's an extremely fun hero to watch, because Spell Steal is just so incredibly... volatile is not a good word. It's like, yeah, volatile is a great word. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what he's going to decide to do. The Shrak's going to be the pickup here. Yeah, call that one. Okay, so next two pickups from the... Why do you ban a Tidehunter and then pick a Rubik? Venom's the pickup. Seriously, why do you ban Tide when you're picking Rubik? I guess they didn't think Rubik would get through. But, I mean, if you're picking Rubik, you want the enemy team to pick Tidehunter, so you have a Ravage to steal. Maybe they just didn't expect it to get through. I don't know.
10 seconds
At any rate, yeah, you want to steal those big OE ultimates. It's really what Spell Steal does best. It also, I mean, it can give you mobility, single target stuns like Chaos Bolt, but I'm pretty sure he'd be much happier if he could get a sleep or, Venomancer's ultimate would not be bad either if you could get one of those off. Nova, Poison Nova. Excellent ability, so much damage, especially with an Ag Scepter. Sand King's the pick up here. So big AoE wombo combo lineup coming here from RRC. And I mean, it makes sense if you can get the Naga, sleep everybody, set it up. Make it super easy. Darkseer has been banned out, so that prevents the super wombo combo. Because, I mean, right now, before 6.75 comes into effect in Dota 2, Darkseer Naga is just broken as heck, because even though the enemy heroes are invulnerable under Naga's ultimate, you can still vacuum them. And so they just end up, everybody gets vacuumed together, even if they're spread out, and then the AoE rape just comes in, and it's not very easy to play against. Any way, shape, or form, it's OP as heck. So it's good that they get Naga Siren and not the Darkseer. If they'd gotten the Darkseer also, it'd practically already be GG. Waiting for this last pick here. The Dire team taking their time on these picks and bans. Already used up 2/3 Chaos Knight, so they will go for the Chaos Knight. Rubik Chaos Knight's awesome, as well as Lishrak. This is a lot of stuns, a lot of setup for the Lishrak Split Earth stun. Very strong tri-lane, Rubik, Lishrak, Chaos Knight, if they want to do an offensive tri-lane. Although I think they'll play Rubik solo mid. That's how I've seen Rubik typically played in this league, as a solo mid hero. And I think he really deserves that kind of farm so that he can get his spell steal up quickly and then just start stealing abilities. And his other abilities are really strong in their own right. You want lots of levels of null field so that you can take less spell damage. You want levels of telekinesis so that you can keep enemies pinned down. You want levels of Fade Bolt so that you can deal damage and take away the enemy's damage, you know? I mean, he's a very level dependent hero, and I really think that he deserves a lot more than that 4 or 5 role. Like, yeah, sure, he can sit on that 4 or the 5, but definitely deserves as much farm as you can give him.
10
And then he just
seconds
needs stats and levels to be able to run around a team fight stealing spells and stuff like that. Unless you get him those unless you get him those high levels, he's just too squishy. He can't really, like, yeah, he'll steal a Ravage, but he's gonna die before he can actually get it off, you know? He really needs those levels, so I hope that they play him solo mid. And granted, I really like Leshrac solo mid too, although Leshrac Chaos Knight's just too strong of a combo. Such an excellent combo. I like the new icons, actually, for Leshrac. Leshrac and Mork got new ability icons, and they're really cool looking. Leshrac's especially. Anti-Mage banned out. I don't know if I would ever actually pick Chaos Knight Anti-Mage, so I don't know if that's the best ban on RSC's part. But I'll give it to them. I trust Wise. Pretty good picker. I think that, I guess, Sleep, once Naga Siren gets leveled up, is all of the initiation that you need, but I would kind of like to see another big area of effect ultimate. I would not mind a Jakiro at all. Jakiro is just an excellent AoE hero. After 6.75, he will have a even better stun than he already has. IMBA 9-second cooldown stun that he has is pretty freaking boss as it is. But now he's also going to, that stun's going to become impossible to miss. He's also got a massive AoE damage spell that works really well with like a Sand King Burrow Strike, and he can push and do damage over time, but you know, no one listens to me. No one plays the heroes that I say they should play. I think with Tidehunter banned out, you could also very legitimately pick up a Roof Trell in here, because yeah, the Ravage kind of works even after you've used Roof's ultimate, but you know, now that he's out, Roof Trell is just such a strong hero. His global aura right now is pretty boss. It's going to become even more boss after 6.75, and it's a global heal and a global damage block. Not quite there yet. Once that happens, he's first ban. I can't wait. I just love those other heroes that no one plays, like the Lion, the Roof Trellin, the Jakiro, the Lina, like those kinds of heroes who I think have a ton of viability. And yes, Omni-Knight pickup. I like this. Omni is an excellent hero. Oh, and then a Mirana. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like these picks now. Mirana, I don't think she'll be played as a support, probably a long lane. Bounty Hunter's the last pickup here, so I am a little concerned on the Radiant side that they've got a little bit too much melee heroes. That might become a problem. Other than that, I think it'll go pretty well. Yeah, so they're a very melee heavy lineup. Alright, let's go ahead and introduce teams here. I do like their team synergy though. Bounty Hunter track will help the Naga Siren get fat. On the Knight's going to be played as a support. Bounty Hunter on the long lane. Alright, so Bounty Hunter's already headed off towards that direction so that he can... No, he doesn't have ward, so he's not going to go ward out the enemy jungle. We are going to see 4 Radiant heroes go into their jungle. Soluna on the Venomancer, Take It Away on the Naga Siren, Weiss on the Omni Knights, and Dualistic on the long lane Sand King. Or not the long lane Sand King. Maybe Lifer's going to be solo mid Bounty Hunter. I think he will. Yeah, that seems like the most likely thing here. Dualistic on the solo long lane and Sand King. That's very interesting. I haven't seen that before. On the other side, we have Total Annihilation on the Chaos Knight. Ryan on the Mirana. He will probably be long lane. Got some wards in there that someone fed him. Haxity on the Leshrac, Drifter on the Rubik, and Sonic on the Shadow Demon. So, looks like we might be seeing a little bit of an engagement here in the jungle, actually. Yeah, this could be big. If we get a good Gale off here. No, here comes out. Take It Away is coming forward. She's going to go ahead and drop her nuke, but she's going to get hit with a 2-second stun. Heal comes in, but it's not going to be enough. She's going to fall. Sonic gets the first blood, and now Soluna's in trouble. Split Earth will buy him some time. Maybe just enough to get away, but no, he will fall. That's 2 kills to 0 now, coming from the side of the Dire. And that's big. Did any of the carries get those kills? No, it was the Shadow Demon and the Leshrac who got the last hits, but even still, that's a bunch of experience, a bunch of gold for everyone. Most of these guys are now, all these guys are most of the way to level 2 now, whereas everyone else in the Radiant team is level 1. Some extra gold going the way of those other two, and now it looks like everyone's coming mid. Is everyone coming mid, or are people just going up top? Yeah, the Tri-Lane's just moving top, while Rubik comes back to the mid lane with a double damage rune, so he's going to have the easiest time against this Bounty Hunter now. Beginning of this game, and Sand King's gonna have to watch out because these guys, he has vision of them. He's got ward vision up, so he should be all right. Pull camp is also warded, so he got to be okay for the most part. And he's gotten a deny. He actually hasn't had a last hit while no one was in the lane. But at any rate, this Tri-Lane ought to be able to do really well. Get a bunch of kills, because however Sand King can be a kind of ninja hero, he's only really the super ninja once he gets his Blink Dagger, and he's not going to have that early. So he's just going to leech experience in this lane. He's not really going to do much last hitting. He's probably not going to have any fun either. However, on the mid lane, we are going to have Dire's Sentry Ward drop, so that Liper could be in trouble if Leshrac stays. No, Leshrac won't stay. He'll go ahead and move out. So we will be waiting. So we're just going to go straight to the part of this lane where Liper sits in Viz and gets barely any last hits, and Rubik just has his way with it. Meantime, on the bottom lane, this Tri-Lane is going to do fairly well. It's a more defensive Tri-Lane, I guess. Weiss is a more defensive... Omni Knight is a more defensive hero, I find, at least as he's played as a support. I think he's an amazing offensive hero when he goes offensive. He's tanky as heck. He's got his Degen aura, which is pretty freaking buff. And you get an Orb of Venom on him, and he's like impossible to run away from. I think this top tower is actually going to fall pretty early to this Dire squad, and I think that's really what they want to do here. They don't want to sit and have Total Annihilation farm, even though he could get a very early drum that way. Instead, they're going to try and push this lane out. They don't have much creep clearing abilities, but they do have the vision coming out of Shadow Demon, his Shadow Poison. Actually, he hasn't taken Shadow Poison, never mind. And Sand King can't really do altogether that much to anti-push. I guess he can go invisible, but that's not going to do everything to counter-push. So I think the Dire ought to be able to get this tower early, and then I think these three guys should just roam, go around the map, and establish early lane dominance. Because if you give that Naga that time to farm up and get strong, she will definitely beat you in the late game. But you just can't give her that opportunity. Don't let her get that farm up. Looks like she's going for an early treads. She's got an agility, I think, just to help her last hit as she gets the treads. I believe that's what it's for. It could also be for quick Yasha, not really sure yet. See what happens when that comes along. Liper is having a slightly better time in this lane than we thought he would. He hasn't died, and he's not feeding. He's gotten himself a bottle, so he'll be able to keep up his invis as well as give himself some cash for some mana so that he can spin the shuriken, get himself some last hits that way. Oh, no. Got cancelled. There's a regen rune top. He'll go ahead and pick that up. Drifter might want to follow him. Does Drifter have a bottle yet? No, Drifter does not. He does have a bottle. It's on the courier, but it's not going to get there in time for him to get a rune. So Liper will go ahead and pick up that rune. That regen rune will give him tons of mana, allow him to actually do a fairly good job in this lane. You can go ahead and pop that now and get back up to full mana. Mirana is going to have an easy time in this bottom lane. She definitely won't feed, whereas I can definitely see Sand King feeding a couple kills. He's got to be super, super careful. He's level 3, so he's out-leveling the enemy lane by a significant amount. Most of them are level 2. Looks like the Radiant Tri-Lane is out-leveling the Dire Tri-Lane as well. I think this is partially because this pull camp was warded off. Oh no, this pull camp was warded off as well. But Weiss is stacking this, and with Purification, he can just go in and get tons of gold this way. I think with just one level 2 Purification, he can kill those things, or at least get very close. That pure damage hurts. really bad. Dualistic doing his best to stay in experience range here. What I think he should do, actually, is just burrow strike his way into the trees where they can't get to him when they don't see him. Like, pull a demon, get in there nice and tight. Viper's going to come try and get this rune, but no. Drifter is actually going to deny it. He's going to take some harass for this. Weiss is in position. If Viper wants to dive, actually, this could become a pretty big. There's the heal as well as the attack, but no, Viper's going to get picked back up. Tower doesn't focus, though. Viper's going to back up just fine, and Drifter is very low now. If Viper gets the ability to go invis and chase, he might be able to do something. No, he's just going to back off and do some more last hitting. Up to 400 gold, get some boots soon, and then he'll be more able to go around the map. Unlike other invis skills, Shadow Walk does not give you any increased movement speed. So movement speed items are pretty important on bounty hunters so that you can keep up with the people you're trying to kill. Marna's actually having a pretty good time in this lane over here. She is getting a fair amount of levels, not getting any farm. She only has 2 last hits, but that's alright. You don't really need her to get that many last hits. You really just need her to have her spells up. That arrow is really all you're looking for. With the setup stun coming from a Sand King. No, you don't have Sand King. Sand King's not easy. The setup stun coming from a Chaos Knight, coming from a Shadow Demon and a Leshrac, you can always hit, or even a Rubik too, you can always hit that arrow, and as a result, you can definitely use it very effectively in ganks. Moreover, her ultimate, as soon as she gets it, is very good at setting up ganks and allowing the team to really just win the mid game, which is what I think the Dire lineup is ordered around, is that mid game kind of dominance, picking stuff up like that. Viper's last hitting pretty well. I think he might be leading the game in last hitting. No, it's Naga. Actually, no, he was not doing as well as I thought he was. Okay, so it's definitely Naga on top. She's got pretty protected farm. Chaos Knight also has fairly protected farm. He's down by like 4 last hits. Not that big of a deal. Barely any difference at all. He has his drum. It's coming on the courier as well as his boots, so he is farming pretty well. Naga, on the other hand, does not have any items yet. It looks like she's going straight for a Radiance. So she's just saving up her gold. She's at 1700 now. She goes for the straight Radiance, and if she gets that protected farm, she's going to completely dominate this mid game because all of those Dire heroes, except for the Chaos Knight, are extremely squishy early game. Mirana, very squishy hero. She's just going to stack Ancients, actually. She's not even going to try against this lineup. And I think that's a smart thing to do. She could get killed pretty easily. A Gale could hurt a Gale into a net. Could spell Doom for her pretty quickly. Chaos Knight caught up. Nope, not quite. So then, really, so it looks like this early game is going to be really passive here. Viper needs his levels on the solo mid lane. He has his 6. He's actually got 7, so if he wants to start ganking, he really can any time. Rubik has stolen invisibility, and he's got a haste rune, so if he decides to use those, he can actually be a very scary ganker. He just needs the mana. I think he should just, right now, go back to base, use the haste rune to get into position, and do some ganking, because that'll definitely set you up to have the amazing mid-game that this lineup wants to have. Like, he goes invis, he can come right up behind Dualistic and definitely get a kill here. Dualistic is just very, very well, doing an excellent job of just leeching levels up here on the top lane. How do you not have a kill yet in a Shadow Demon Leshrac Chaos Knight lane? Dualistic is doing an awesome job of not dying. Kudos to him. I think it's definitely possible that he could have died by this point. Drifter's going to back off. Viper is really taking more control of this lane than I thought he would. He's very successful. He's been getting really good runes, and he had a help early with a gank coming from the On the Knight, so he ought to be able to do a pretty good job. He's going to come and check for the... Oh, he's going to get a double damage rune. So lucky on the bounty hunter here. We're going to see some teleportation going the bottom lane. Looks like Shadow Demon has teleported down. He's going to go ahead and put a poison on that arrow. Oh man, that's going to hit. 4 second stun there. Rubik comes in. One Fade Bolt is going to pick up the kill here. Naga Siren's running away. Might be in trouble. Getting picked up by Telekinesis, but there's no follow-up. Spellsteal goes down. That is a Riptide. Not exactly what you're looking for, especially since Naga has the magic immunity. She can just back off. In the meantime, though, oh, Viper's coming top with a double damage. Total Annihilation is about to feed really quickly here.
Top tower is under attack.
Dualistic did go down. I think he saw all of the enemy heroes bottom, thought that maybe he could go aggressive, but no, 4-second stun followed by Edict. There's a split earth follow-up stun. Unlucky on Bounty Hunter's part. That 4-second stun is just insane. If that had been a 2-second stun, I bet you he probably would have gotten the kill there. Would have been just fine. Even double damage room for crying out loud. That's a ton of damage coming with his. I believe he's got. No, he only has 1 level of Genius, so it's only 150. 150 bonus damage times 2 is 3 times his normal damage. I think that's how it works. So that'll be. This is going to be a go here on the bottom lane against the Venomancer. Venomancer trying to prevent the dewarding from happening. He won't quite be able to. Shadow Demon will spawn some illusions and force him back. Mirana looks like she's getting forced back out of the lane by the Naga Siren. Naga Siren 2,900 gold in 10 minutes. It looks like she's going to be getting like a 14-15 minute relic, which is extremely good. And will definitely allow her. Oh no, 2-second stun onto Dualistic. He should be fine. He should be able to stun out, go invis. Oh, the Split Earth hits though. Sand King will die. Chaos Knight, luckily though, does not get the kill from that. Bounty Hunter does not know that there is a Sentry Ward right here. He is absolutely seen. In fact, if people want to rotate down there, they can definitely get a kill against him. Shadow Demon looks like he's getting in position. If they can get that, no, they're not going to be able to get anything off. Viper's going to go back mid and probably just harass Drifter. So it looks like Dire are definitely coming out ahead. They've got the majority of the kills. The only thing that you really can't ignore is the fact that your Naga Siren is getting completely free farm. Tower will go down on the top lane. Nothing Dualistic really could have done about it. If he was 6, he probably could have gone in there for a kill against the Chaos Knight. But as it is, he has to back off. Naga Siren just doing so much work here in this lane. So much farm on this hero. Might even see us sooner. Might even see the relic up sooner than I said. Forget 14 minutes. We might see like a 12-minute relic if she continues last hitting at this rate. So much farm, man. Meantime, looks like we're going to see a go on the mid lane against Rubik. He's going to get back off. Weiss wasn't able to get in position. As a hero, Omni-Knight really isn't able to do that much in terms of ganking early game. If you have someone else who can stun, he can do a lot of damage with his heal. Shadow Walk was stolen. It's not the track he was looking for. Really, actually doesn't help at all, considering the Bounty Hunter has track and going invisible won't save you in any way, shape, or form. Looks like we've got a Leshrac teleporting bottom, giving Mirana some mana. I don't think anything will come of this. They might try and gank, take it away, but I don't think they'd be able to get the kill. Oh man, 100 gold away from his relic. This is huge. If he gets ganked here, that arrow! Oh my gosh, that was so close. That was so close, man. That arrow had hit. Good God. Wow. I've never seen an arrow that close.
No.
Dualistic is going to get gone on. He needs to just go ahead and, yeah, Burrow Strike out, but here comes the stun, 4-second stun, knocking him out of his invis. Oh man, unlucky.
Middle tower is under attack.
This Sand King is having none of the luck here. It looks like he may have been trying to dodge the projectile, which unfortunately isn't very possible. Oh, we're going to see a go here. Omni-Knight's coming around, going extremely aggressive. He's going to get hit, though, by the Edict, and he's going to back off, take it away, has gone ahead. No, he does not purchase the relic. He instead backs off, picks up an ultimate orb. Looks like Haxie's going to fall pretty immediately here. Arrow will hit. Some more nuke damage coming down against Weiss. He's almost going to fall, but in the meantime, a lot of damage is going to go there. Oh, that arrow's going to get the kill. And now Naga's in a lot of... No! Omni-Knight is alive. He's barely alive. In fact, Naga's going to die here to Rubik, who came in. So Luna goes in, tries to get the kill against Mirana, but Mirana will barely survive. She's got like 37 health, almost dying to one ward hit at this point. 10-1 now. It was a good attempted gank, but the TP support coming in from Desire was just too strong, taking back the fight that was definitely going the other way here. Bunch of mana boots keeping everybody going strong on the Dire squad. Tons of items in this stash here. I think that's most of That'll be the majority of a Ring of Aquila. No, she has the Ring of Aquila. She's got another circlet in the stash. I think that was an accident. No, it's not an accident. She's getting another Wraith Band. Okay. Strike is going to get a kill on Bounty Hunter, just barely keeping the Rubik alive here in the process. I apologize for missing that. Naga Siren just kind of chilling here. Getting her farm back on. Going for an early Manta, maybe? What's on the courier? Nothing. What happened? Okay. I'm just not going to ask any questions. Alright, we'll just roll with it. Sand King running away again. Total annihilation. Just giving Sand King the hardest time. Dualistic not having any fun in this lane. He's just going to stay here and channel. He actually has his ultimate, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Total annihilation has a stun. Dualistic really can't do anything to get away. Yeah, he's going to Bro Strike now. I think he'll be able to get out. Reality Rift. Oh, yeah, there's the stun. Reality Rift. Dualistic is going to drop here. Total Annihilation is now dominating. I think RRC needs to come and do something on this top lane. Kill will go down against the Shadow Demon. He's going to get dropped to a ton of burst damage. Do we have another net? It's on a 5-second cooldown. Magic immunity going on your Naga Siren, which is actually pretty scary if you think about it. Track against the Bounty Hunter. That's got to be annoying. Your own spell used against you. Rubik definitely did a good job stealing that one. And now the Dire are going to go on the aggressive while Chaos Knight is poaching off that top tier 2. Mirana gets the kill on Bounty Hunter. Weiss is going to fall to some right clicks, and now this is definitely not going the way that RRC wants it to. Dualistic at least is going to get some farm now. Might be able to get some boots. He's just been having the worst time in this game. Unable to do anything. Probably hasn't even been able to channel a full ultimate ever. Alright, we see some diving here coming from the Shadow Demon, looking to get a kill on Take It Away. He will just not be able to take it away, leaving with 48 health. And in fact, Shadow Demon will fall now, definitely, to a right click coming from the on the night. In the meantime, though, Soluna's going to get stunned up and dropped. By an excellent arrow there. No, this bottom tier 1 tower will definitely fall. This is quickly turning into a stomp, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not surprised. This is going very well on the side of the Dire squad. I definitely think that the Radiant are not out of it in any way, shape, or form. They can never be in a good position. This tower is going to fall. Naga Siren will be able to TP in, but now at this point, Mirana's just too fast. She's going to be able to leap, get out. Net was going to fall against this Rubik. Oh, the arrow comes in huge, hitting Dualistic. Dualistic jumps in, tries to use the ultimate, but is unable to. Does he have the mana for a stun? No, stun is on cooldown. He will get brought back in by Chaos Knight, who came from the other side of the map. He will fall. Viper will get hit by some dust. He's going to fall. There's the Shadow Demon ultimate slowing him down. He's definitely going to die. 2-second stun on him. He will fall. The rest of RRC is in retreat. Throwing up some wards. Going to do as much as they can to defend this tier 2 tower, but it's really not going their way. Rubik stealing track here actually is extremely important. You can kind of underestimate it, but the main reason why RRC still has a chance to come back is that they can throw track down on enemy heroes and get a huge team fight off with their Sand King, Naga Siren, Venomancer, freaking Wombo combo if they can get it off successfully and the Dire team groups up. However, they have to actually get it off is the thing. But excuse me, let me go back here. So if they get off that huge Wombo combo, win a team fight, track bonus gold will allow them to come back in terms of gold so quickly. See this gold advantage, 12,000? That will melt if they start getting track kills. However, they have to win team fights to do that, and that's actually going to be pretty tricky. Looks like Dire is contemplating a Roche attempt. Total Annihilation is freaking farmed. Take a look at it. He's got his armlet drums up, as well as 2,000 gold in the bank. Look for him to go for something like... I wouldn't mind seeing a Heaven's Halberd. The evasion would be really nice. Also, Helm of the Dominator would be another good choice. Give him some... If he dies to Ancient Creeps here, I'm going to laugh. Looks like Viper's going to try to get a kill here on Sonic. He's going to be able to do it pretty well. No, he's going to go ahead and get hit up by the disruption. That's going to force him to back off. He's going to come around, bottle up. No, he didn't bottle a rune. The rune is not bottom. It's actually nowhere. There won't be another rune for 8 seconds. My bad. Alright, so the Dire team does successfully clear the gigantic ancient stack. Total Annihilation is kind of low. but he'll survive. Now with 2,500 gold, see what he buys here. I would say it'd probably go for a BKB is what he'll want to get. Kind of dangerous though. Drifter is going to back up. He was getting chased by the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter has to back off now because light blue teleported in. That's the Shadow Demon. Between Shadow Demon and Invisirun on a bounty hunter, that's kind of redundant. Alright, so looking at farm now and looking at levels, you can say that Naga Siren is still farming extremely well. Hasn't been able to finish anything yet. I think she's about to straight up buy a Yasha. She has the gold for it. I imagine that's what she's going to do. Just get her that attack speed, allow her to contribute more in the team fights. You could also go towards a Diffusal Blade. It's an excellent item to build against this lineup. Draining mana totally prevents Chaos Knight, Rubik, and Mirana from really doing anything in the team fights. It also severely limits Leshrac, although he's a little harder to get down low on mana. So it all depends on what Tickler wants to farm. I think he will go for the... He just bought something. His gold went down. Is it on the courier? There's oh, did he... Oh, he got a Perseverance? So I guess he's going for a Lincoln Sphere. I don't typically see this on the Naga Siren. This is new to me. It will prevent a lot of stuns on the enemy side. So I guess it's a pretty good item. However, I really think she needs an offensive item and not a defensive item. She needs just DPS. Naga is inherently survivable enough, I think, from her ultimate to be able to do anything. Meantime, Dire will pick up the Aegis while this farm is going on. Chaos Knight has not picked up another item. He may try and go for a heart in the near future. It looks like we're going to see an attempted defense here from the Radiant side. If they can get everyone together, and if the Dire groups up enough for the Sand King ultimate and the Venomancer ultimate to hit, even though they're both level 1, they can definitely do a lot of damage. My only worry is that Sand King won't have enough mana. He's barely got the... I don't know if he has enough mana for a full combo, is the problem. I don't know if he can stun and ult. He may just have to ult and walk in. I mean, if it's what you have to do, it's what you have to do. Oh, Naga, you're in the wrong spot, man. This could be terrible. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and sleep. Everyone is grouped up. This could be big. Naga's going to get in position and start attacking. Weiss is going to immediately heal her for a bunch of damage. Guardian Angel goes off. 2 seconds stun drops, and that's going to do some work, but I think that people may be able to get some pickoffs here. Venomancer will get the kill. However, 3 kills immediately go the other way. Not enough damage coming out of the Radiant side. They weren't able to bring anybody down. Is there a pipe? I'm kind of surprised that didn't do more damage. Did he get his ult off? Yeah, he did. I'm really surprised that nobody died here. Chaos Knight will die to poison, but he's got an Aegis. He's coming back. And yeah, with that, I think it's going to be pretty close to game. This tier 2 will fall, and I think before any of those big ultimates are back up, they will be able to take high ground. I'm actually going to back off. Rubik did die, and that gave a bunch of gold to Liper, I believe, who was the one who picked it, who got that pick off. No, it was Venomancer who got that kill. It will be something. It's not quite enough to slow down, but it is something to start out with anyway. Liper's going to get immediately bursted down. Actually, Leshrac is pretty low. He may fall here. Yeah, he's going to get netted up. He's definitely going to die. Mirana also falls. That's 2 kills going the way of the Radiant side. Keep in mind, with track gold too, Total Annihilation is in a bad spot. If he gets netted, 4-second cooldown left, he's going to try and armlet toggle to get out of this one, but he's got to worry about it. There goes the net. Here comes people in. 2 seconds stun, but purification damage as well as armor dropping from the Naga Siren will be enough damage to bring him down. Sonic can't teleport away. He may be able to get out because I don't think they know he's there. But if they find him, he's definitely going to die here. Bounty Hunter picks up a haste. So that's 3 kills going the way of the Radiant side, and the tower didn't ever actually fall. So that is a pretty good win for the Radiant side. Dualistic taking a lot of damage here. Running away from his own illusions. He's got 800 gold, so he's getting close to his mana boots, and then at that point, he will be able to do a full combo in a team fight, which is just so absolutely critical. You need that Burrow Strike to be able to win team fights, because lockdown against heroes like Mirana and Rubik is just so absolutely important, especially since I believe your Rubik has gone for a 4-staff. Called that. It's really not that difficult to call. You know, with heroes who have mobility like that, you really have to be able to lock them down, and it's so important to have your Sand King stun available. Otherwise, you're really not able to do the kind of damage you need because you're constantly chasing. No, actually, I'm kind of surprised that the Dire Squad has had an easy of a time as they have. They're no, who was most? Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I got confused here. I am kind of predicted this happening because the Radiant team, I'm really worried by the fact that they really just don't have any. They don't have very mobile heroes, and their heroes are all mostly melee. They're all very strong heroes. I think On the Night is an excellent hero, especially if he starts taking Prestige and Aura, which he hasn't yet. A lot of players look down on it, but if you can pick it up, it's extremely huge. Drifter with the no, he's not invis. He's smoked, coming in behind Liper. If he can get, yeah, there's the stun. The track gets stolen. He can't go invis and get away. Liper will fall here. Very well executed gank here coming from Rubik in the Leshrac. Naga is farming the jungle. She now has a Lincoln Sphere finished. I think she needs to go for another item. She's gonna looks like she's going for a Manta. She's picked up the agility bracer thing, Band of Elven Skin. Oh, Sleep goes down. Looks like we're going to see a big fight coming here in the mid lane. Drifter is definitely going to get rocked here. Sleep goes off, but no, the Force Staff out immediately. That's terrible. Use a Naga ultimate for it, and now people are going invis. Luckily, yeah, okay, there's going to be enough damage here, definitely. These guys are going to fall. I don't know. Haxley might be able to make it out. No, the Morana ult is going to wear off. Are they chasing the right way? Will they be able to get him? No, he's going to get picked off by a Venomancer ward, actually. If they can get one more right click down. Haxley is running for it. What he's going to do is mech himself up, run to the high ground. Oh, the arrow coming from long range. Haxley is going to make it out. Unfortunately, I think Morana might be the one to pay for this. No, she's not. She's actually just going to kill Venomancer. In the meantime, Morana's now able to jump out. She had double damage, and that's why she's doing so much damage. Definitely able to do a lot here. Even with 2 dead, the Dire are able to be pretty aggressive. They've just got Morana, despite being long lane and not getting the farm early, she now has a Diffusal Blade up and 1,300 gold in the bank. And Chaos Knight has a Reaver as well as most of the rest of his heart. I believe heart is what he's going for. So we will definitely be seeing some damage coming out of him. Oh, Viper's going to go onto the Morana. He won't be able to get the kill. Leap gets Morana out safely, but in the meantime, Era is not going to hit. That's going to hit a creep. Oh, so close. Viper barely dodging that. Excellent dodge on his part. RC looking to get his level 2 ultimate. He's also up to almost 1,000 gold. He's going to look to get that Blink Dagger if he can get the farm up. And if he can get it, he might be able to get a good team fight and turn something around, but he's a bit of a ways away from it right now, about 1,100 gold. He is getting free farm, though, and just keep in mind that despite being very far ahead, I believe that Desire are definitely dropping the ball here on not having Raxed yet, or even taking the last tier 2 tower. They do have all of their towers up, and they've been ganking successfully, but they really just don't. They haven't been able to take high ground and Rax, and when you've got a Naga Siren on the enemy team, you really have to Rax. Because late game, that minute cooldown ultimate is just so incredibly powerful. Looks like they're going to go for a gank / push attempt here. Gale will go down, followed it by a Sand King stun. Sand King's got to watch out though. Oh, that goes down onto the Lycan. No, huge arrow coming in, hitting the Venomancer, slowing down the counterattack. Morana jumps in Starfall, but here comes the ultimate from Naga Siren, using it to run away. No, I don't like this. You can't do that. It's got a 2-minute cooldown, and it's the only way you're going to win a team fight. You can't go back in now. She's going to... I really think just because they got the ultimate off. Oh, wow. No. Dualistic jumping out, channeling the ultimate, doing so much damage in the team fight. No. Too much mobility on the Dire team. Everyone gets out. Shadow Demon is the only one who falls. Everyone else is low, but Dualistic is going to pay for it. On the, in the meantime, picks off Rubik. That arrow will not hit anything, and these guys are going to clean up the Radiant squad now. Liper will be able to invis away. I think, no, he won't. He'll get Brock back in by a Reality Rift. 2-second stun going against Weiss. He will try to heal himself, but his casting animation is too long. He will not get it off. Total Annihilation with the Ultra kill now. And 2 left alive. Naga Siren alone is not going to be able to defend this tower. She's level 14 and has the remainder of her Yasha if she wants to pick it up. But she will not solo be able to go in and defend against these guys.
Radiant's bottom tower
Full Annihilation
has
just too
fallen.
strong. He's got a heart finished and another 2,000 gold in the bank. Look for him to be picking up something, another big item in the near future. I would predict a Hum of the Dominator just to give him that more survivability, or if he thinks he's got the survivability, he can go for straight damage items. I would not be averse to seeing an MKB picked up to prevent Bounty Hunter or Naga picking up a Butterfly if the game should ever go that late. In the meantime, I think the RC are holding out very well. Some excellent plays coming out of that ultimate was awesome from Dualistic. It's unfortunate that the enemy team is so mobile. And that's really the problem that I mentioned at the beginning of the game. This Radiant lineup just does not have the mobility to counter this extremely mobile Dire lineup. Chaos Knight, very mobile. Rubik with his Force Staff and possibly also a Blink Dagger in the near future, mobile. Mirana, very mobile. So these guys are just, because of this, the Dire squad are able to get away from this Sand King ultimate, which would otherwise have decimated them in that last team fight. It was perfectly executed. The stun, they were too mobile. They force-staffed themselves out and avoided most of the damage. Alright, so I really have to give kudos to the Dire squad for keeping all of their towers up. And this means that when it comes time for the next Roshan, they have this massive amount of map control, as you can see here, 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 all the waves pushed out. And that will just allow them in 1 minute's time to go walk back into the Roche pit like it's their backyard. Just take it out. They're actually going to go ahead and smoke up here. I don't think they're going to smoke into the Roche pit because that's not up for a minute. What they're going to do... No, they will smoke into the Roche pit. They're a little early. It's going to spawn very soon. They probably wrote down the time, I'm sure. Jotted it down somewhere. So this will be back up in just a couple seconds. They smoked in so that Radiant team does not have vision of it. However, in the meantime, I think this may not be the best idea to just sit there and wait for the Roshan. I feel like they should have ganked instead, because if they'd have gone and ganked, they could have definitely gotten a successful gank with that smoke. No question. And with that successful gank, then they could have just walked into the Roche pit anyway. But they will be able to get the Roshan now. They've got the Diabolic Edict. The damage and tanking is coming out of the Chaos Knight. They will be able to bring down this Roshan plenty quickly. And do a pretty job. No, Purple comes in to check it out. They've got the vision against him. So I'm going to have a gem, or is there a ward somewhere? I didn't see one. Oh no, so Luna gets brought back in by Reality Rift. She's got the move speed, running away as fast as she can. Gonna get out, but no, here comes the Naga Siren ultimate. This is early though. She's just gonna have to TP out. She's not able to get in. The Sand King wasn't in position. Neither was Venomancer. They weren't able to get their whole team fight combo off. I think if they had gotten the Omnanite, Venomancer, and Sand King ultimates off there, they could have taken a very successful team fight. That Dire team was so clumped up. But as it was, Sand King wasn't in position, and they weren't able to get anything accomplished off of it. And Sand King's close to it. He's not even going for the Blink Dagger. He's actually going for the Veil. And I think this is a good choice. You're probably not going to get the farm up for the Blink Dagger. Going for the Veil will increase your team fight damage, as well as Venomancer's damage, as well as Naga's damage. So it's definitely a good choice in this situation, I think. It will also keep him alive a little bit longer, make him a little bit tankier. So definitely a good choice here. I like the Blink Dagger, but it's not always super necessary. He does have a blinking skill. So tower defense here. Last tier 2 tower defense attempt. Naga Siren does not have her ult up, but it will be up in the near future. No, 55 seconds on that. That's going to severely limit the Radiant's ability to go in, but no, Lifer's going to get picked off. He's going to get rifted in and stunned up. Dualistic is going to jump in, channeling his ultimate, but the enemy team is just too mobile, not able to get any pickoffs. Here comes the ultimate from the Omni-Knight, keeping everyone alive. 4 second stun on the Naga Siren. This is going to definitely mean that she's going to take it away. And no! Rubik steals the Sand King ultimate. This is a huge team fight going exactly the opposite way that Radiant wanted it to. So unlucky. Huge plays from all of these guys. Shadow even keeping himself alive with the disruption. Lishrak, huge team fight damage coming out of him. And stealing the Sand King ultimate was massive off that Rubik. That was a humongous play there. They're definitely going to get a racks off of that. No question. No question at all. All the big ultimates are down on the Radiant team. And while they've gotten the Venomancer alive to stack some wards, it's not going to be enough to hold this Dire team back. They can kill those wards without even blinking. I think this is definitely a Rax, if not just the tower. I guess people are coming back alive, but even still, they've got the mech. I think they've got a pipe on somebody. I don't know if they have a pipe. Do you have a pipe? No, no pipe. Alright, track's going to go down on some people, but it's not going to be enough to slow them down. This Rax is going to fall. Edict is up. Viper comes in. He's got magic immunity from the Omni-Knight. It's going to just barely keep him alive. He's going to back off just fine. He unfortunately wasn't able to get any kills in the process, though. Omni-Knight tries to do as much as he can to keep stuff from going down, but Take It Away jumps in. He's got the sleep. He's got to get it off, but no. Can he get the... He gets chain stunned almost to the point. Dualistic stunning in, but not really doing anything. He's just going to get killed immediately as the Radiant team runs away. Is there a gem on somebody? I feel like there is. No, there isn't. There's no gem. That means Viper can run amok, but there's not really anything he can do. Whole enemy team is there. These guys, I think, are just going to go for the GG. Looks like they're just hanging out in the enemy base, doing as much work as they can. One of the other lanes are particular. No, they're going to swing bottom now. See if they can take out this. If they can double Rax it, I think it will definitely be G. It really comes down to. Oh no, Total Annihilation is going to get netted up, but the arrow comes in, saving it just in time. Lincoln Sphere blocks a little bit for Take It Away, but she will get dropped anyway. Not enough to keep her alive. Venomancer will also die. Omni-Knight's in trouble. He's got his magic immunity up, but he's just taking too much right-click damage. He looks like he's going to fall to Mirana here. Yeah, she will get the kill. Take It Away, buys back, goes back in. Will get the kill on Shadow Demon, but I think she's going to fall now. I don't know if she can stay alive here. Yeah, there's the Lincoln Sphere saving her again, but the Diffusal Blade is going. Dualistic takes the stun for her. Heroic effort there on him, and he's going to come in, and is he going to channel his ultimate? I think he is, but he's almost going to die. Rubik gets netted up. Some damage is going to go against him. I think he will fall to the Naga Siren here. Oh, beautiful stun coming in from Sand King, getting the kill there. Rubik's got 3,200 gold, though. No! Total Annihilation comes back in and gets one kill against the Sand King. That's cheating, man. Come on, he worked so hard for that. You jerk. I feel so bad for the Sand King. He was trying so hard. Alright, with that done, I think the dual racks will be able to get taken. Now Total Annihilation will just come in with the damage also coming out of Lishrak's Edict. This tower will fall. Backdoor protection will not be enough. Naga's going to come back in with magic immunity and an ultimate up in 5 seconds. Rubik steals Repel. What do you know? Put that up on the Chaos Knight. That's not a bad idea at all. Naga's Titan isn't even able to go in. Unable to do much of anything. Oh no, Omni-Knight gets picked up. 2 second stun, brought back. He's definitely dead. Oh no! The ultimate keeping him alive. Is there enough magic damage? Yeah, there is. Mirana will get the kill there. Saloon will fall to an arrow or something. That'll get the kill on them. Oh, and Rubik steals the Omni-Knight ultimate. Huge plays here. Dualistic will get his ultimate off, but it's not going to do enough damage. Take It Away is going to go in, but Total Annihilation is just at this point too tanky. He's got 6,300 HP. 6,300 gold, I mean. Drifter's running away from the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter trying to get a kill here. He may be able to, but no, he's just going to be immediately killed by Total Annihilation. Huge crits coming out of him. That's some scary stuff. And second Rax has fallen. I believe this will be GG. I think they'll call it here any second now. Middle towers are going down. Stuff is getting taken out. I did see a pipe. I know there's a pipe on somebody. Mirana has just taken so much from him, and she's gotten so much of a comeback here, coming from a lane where she basically got nothing. Definitely think that that's a definitely good play on her part. Stun will go and hit the Omni-Knight, but he's magic immune, so he doesn't really care. Looks like some good old-fashioned fountain diving will be attempted. Oh, Leshrac kept alive by the disruption. In the meantime, though, there it is. Thrown balls. That's your game for you. And I really think that there were a couple things that led up to that victory. The first was just that the mid-game play and ganks coming from the Dire side were very strong, and that allowed them to have this strong of a late game against a lineup which could definitely go into the late game with the Bounty Hunter, Naga, Siren. The other thing is I really think what limited the Radiant side to a huge extent was their mobility. They were all melee heroes except for Venomancer, who is not the most mobile hero. And while Track gives you bonus move speed, I don't think it's really quite enough to be able to go up against a Rubik with Force Staff and a Mirana with Leap and a Chaos Knight with Reality Rift. These guys were just able to weave through the Radiant line, and I really think that that limited them in the mid game. So there you go, guys. It was a pretty good game, fun to watch. Some big action going on, big plays coming out of those heroes. So definitely fun to watch. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow. Kicked me out of the replay. Replay ends. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. So if you like this TMP Gaming stuff, check them out, tmpgaming.com. You can follow all of their games there. You can also check out more of their games on my channel. You can do that by subscribing or following me on Twitch TV. And if you add me on Facebook, you can get updates on when I add games and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. Keep up the Dota, guys. This is Kingdom signing out.